Episode 21 of the Planet Nintendo podcast. Let's see what's on the menu for today. Game variants and how annoying they are. Switch XL. We're going to be talking about the latest rumors. Collector's editions. Are they still exciting for us? And Call of Duty on the Switch. Yeah. Let's get it started. What is up, dudes? Episode 21. We have a very special guest today, filling in for Bobby. It is Joseph Moran from Bad Big Games. What's up, man?
I'm doing pretty good. What better way, Bobby not being here, than his son taking the reins? You know, you got the old stallion. Now you got the young calf here.
The old stallion. And of course, Joe after work. What's up, man?
Yo, chillin'. We're not recording this for like the third time now, right? Third time's a charm.
Exactly. Bobby leaves for 1 week, and we all just turn amateur. I love it.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. You're giving him too much credit.
Oh God, that's right.
He's gonna sustain himself for.
I was like, I think we're good. We figured it out rather quickly. I was just like, oh, okay. I was just doing one silly thing, and my brain doesn't work on a Sunday at 10 a.m.
Watch next episode. He'll be like, "You clowns couldn't even last one episode without." I can just hear it now. But yes, guys, we are not recording this for the second time. And what is up? What are you guys playing? Joe, what are you playing?
Oh man. Whoops.
Here we go.
Here we go. This is a mistake. I know.
So that was a problem.
We got them the second time. We got it. Okay.
So we have Joe after work, and Joseph Moran. Okay. So Joe, what are you playing, man?
Oh man. So, oh gosh, I just picked up back on Fire Emblem Echoes. Okay. Left off at Act 4. I was like, oh man, I need to finish this game. So did that. Probably the best mistake I could have made. I'm waiting patiently for Faye, Bayonetta 2, jump back into a little bit Bayonetta, hopefully. And I've been playing The Fall, Part 2 Unbound as well. I got a review code for that, so thanks to Over the Moon Studios for that. That's a rather interesting game. It's like a puzzle platformer slash semi Metroid like game, and really sci-fi, futuristic sci-fi. It's really hard to explain, but because I haven't played the first one, but it does give you like information on like what happened in the first game, and you sort of like assume these robots and like trying to find the user and why, you know, and trying to get your body back to normal and all this stuff. It's really weird futuristic sci-fi. And I just finished Axiom Verge. Talk about freaking...
Oh, nice. That's a game I never finished.
Dude, go back and finish it. It is so twisted. It's really
I feel like
twisted.
On the Switch, I could definitely, handheld finish that up.
Oh, yeah, definitely, dude.
Joseph, I saw your video today on Shadow of the Colossus. See, this is what makes me want to get a PS4. You have that game. Oh, my God. So I'm assuming that's what you've been playing.
Yeah, no, I have been playing a lot of that. First off, I gotta apologize for that video. I uploaded it to YouTube. It seemed fine, and then one person's like, "Oh, I only hear it through the left headset," and I'm like,
"Oh,
curse you!" So I'm trying to see if there's a workaround I could fix. But no, I really love that video. Shadow of the Colossus is. It's definitely a gem, but it's flawed. It's definitely a classic in its own right, but time has worn it down a bit. I do love the designs of these colossi, though. They are so beautiful, so unique, and I love how the design, each one being so unique, they also have their different unique ways of overcoming each challenge.
Yep.
I seriously love the design of these things, and my favorite one right now has to be this huge hawk-looking thing. It looks like the Pokemon from Pokemon Y, the dragon at the very end, the legendary.
Oh, okay.
So awesome. So I've been playing that. I've been playing a lot of Fortnite. I got my first battle royale, and still playing Celeste because that game makes me almost cry man tears.
That game is so good. Yeah. I've been playing Dragon Quest Builders. I beat the first chapter, so now it unlocks like a free play mode, which is dangerous, and then chapter 2, which I didn't start yet. I also got Zoink Games sent me an Xbox One review code for Faye, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with that.
Oh, jealous!
I have to like give it away or something. But I'm super like pumped for that game. And then there's a couple indies. Owl Boy that's coming out. And then you have Bay Oneta.
Yeah.
I'm just excited. Like I missed out on that game, so I'm pumped for that.
So excited.
But yes, so today there was something that I found a little bit annoying, and I thought about just bringing it up on the podcast. Today they announced a new variant, I guess you would say, of Splatoon 2, and it comes with a strategy guide and it comes with sticker books, and I gotta say this is a little annoying. They did this with Breath of the Wild. I think it was like the Travelers edition,
something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I got the big collector's edition, so I wasn't really mad about that, but I just kind of wanted to ask you guys what you thought about that, because it's a little annoying. I mean, Splatoon 2 is great, but it's not a game that I'm going to double dip. So I will start with Joseph on this.
As you guys know, I'm big into Splatoon. Bobby will know firsthand for how many times I annihilate him. It's not even funny. It's actually a little sad. It's kind of like, it's kind of like taking candy from a baby. It's kind of like tripping a crippled kid. It's something you don't do.
Jeez.
But I do it every time. I regret it. I'm remorseless. I don't care. He's like, and he'll pull me aside. He's like, Joe, stop. You're embarrassing me. This is my stream. What are you doing? I'm like, it's mine now, old man.
Oh my god.
So you know you're coming back on this podcast when Bobby's here, and I'm just gonna sit back and just let him dig into you.
Oh my god.
I put in a good effort, and so like, I've put almost 300 hours into Splatoon 2.
Wow.
I think awesome. Either 300 or 200. Either way, too many. So this starter kit, the strategy guide doesn't appeal to me. The stickers, you could probably find them on Etsy in a week. So to me, I find this incredibly stupid and kind of, it just is a little part of me, the vain part, a little insulted, because I love Splatoon, and all you needed to do was give me a steelbook version. I would have bought it.
Yeah,
you know, but that's just me. I don't like this either. It's a really bad trend. I really think, because it makes the original adopters go, well, maybe I should sit out for it. You know, maybe
exactly.
That really care about the stickers.
Yeah, with Breath of the Wild, there was incentive because you got that awesome case, you got like everything. But with Splatoon 2, it's like, well, what are the guys that jumped on board of your new IP? Like, what do we get? Joe, what do you think, man?
I mean, so it's the game, the strategy guide, and then stickers, right? There wasn't anything else on that.
Yeah, right? It's nothing crazy, but it's just kind of annoying.
I get it. It's a cool little, neat little thing. And it's the same price, right? $59.99.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the idea. I like you. I don't feel like a need to double dip on this or anything like that. I think it's fine. It doesn't personally bother me, but I know you guys are like hardcore Splatoon fanatics, and you guys will like run me over twice on Sunday in that game. So for me, I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's like a neat thing for someone who might be getting a Switch and, you know, finds out about and getting it because it's Splatoon 2 maybe or something like that, or heard it from a friend, you know.
I just feel bad for the person who like shares it with like their kids, because you know these stickers are going on that console.
Oh yeah. Oh
my god.
It's gonna be sticky. It's gonna be awful. And you have this resentment towards your kids for a while. It's just...
Well, I mean, it's for the parents that are like, you know, the parents that don't really play those games. That's like perfect for them. Like, oh yeah, here you go. Here's their son or daughter. Boom, they give them the Switch and the game, and let them go wild or whatever. We used to do it all as kids. I think we're all guilty of that.
I think the thing that just like is meh about it is like it doesn't really come with a lot of things. Like if they're gonna do this, I would love for them to like include the Joy-Con, include like, I don't know, like some weird like legendary edition with like a plushie, or I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's a starter pack, right? It's a starter edition or something. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, they did that with Breath of the Wild too. Maybe they do it with Mario. Seems like they would do. I don't know. Continue the trend. I thought I would just bring it up because it's a little annoying, but at the same time, it's I don't know. It's a weird trend. Does like PlayStation or Xbox do that at all?
I mean, they do Game of the Years, but
yeah, with all the DLC.
Yeah, with all the DLC. I guess this is the equivalent, but no, I don't like. I maybe I'm wrong. Someone down there, maybe an angry Bobby, will be like, "I'll tell you why I'm wrong."
No. I mean, you're right. It's mostly just Game of the Year editions or collector's editions at that point. Yeah, or controllers or consoles.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm gonna skip around a little bit to Joe's topic because it's kind of going. We would kind of go with that a little bit. So why don't you talk a little bit about that?
So yeah, I mean, speaking of collector's editions, segue. NAS had their press event over the weekend. I think it was Friday night, and they announced a bunch of games that they're putting out, that they're publishing. So there's a ton of collector's editions on their website right now. And my question is, or my topic is, what's the line? What's the line for these things? How far do we go down the rabbit hole as far as collector's editions go versus just getting the physical version versus just buying digital?
Yeah.
Patrick's?
Yeah, so I'm a big physical collector. With the Xbox, when I did have it, I went all digital with it for whatever reason, but I've always been a physical collector. And all these collector's editions are like day and date, right? They're coming out.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. See, I like that a little bit better because I know that, especially with indies, which is a little more, I can understand that a little bit more. They come out with digital and then like months later, it's like the physical. That kind of irks me a little bit because I would love to have the physical. But I think it's cool. I think it gives people an option, like how hardcore are you into this? Like, I'm going to get Waifu Fighters, but do I need like a collector's edition?
Waifu Fighters.
That game looks cool. Happy Birthdays looks cool as well. But it was an interesting conference. They did all right. They did pretty good.
Yeah,
I watched it.
Ys 8.
Oh yeah,
Ys 8 is probably
that looks
the one that I'm like most excited for out of all those.
Yeah. Is that like a big franchise? Like, this is the first I'm hearing about it.
I mean, PlayStation Vita, PSP, a lot of those games came out on there. Yeah. 8, I believe, is also on PS4 right now, which looks awesome on there. I mean, JRPGs generally you're gonna get like not crazy high fidelity graphics or anything like that, but they seem to have gotten a bigger budget on this one. And the Switch trailer, if that's actually the in-game footage that we saw in that trailer, then that game looks like it's going to be just as good as what it's currently on the other consoles, which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought there. Ys 8. Oh yeah, that it's on PS4 and PS Vita and all that stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I think this is the first time that it's on a Nintendo console. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. And I think Memories of Zelda was the one that I played on Vita, and I fell in love with that game. It's action RPG. That's the one I'm looking forward most to. But in terms of like collector's edition, I'm looking at all of them. I'm just like, oh my god! Like some of them are like $59.99, but then you have the $99.99, the $120 one or whatever for that SNK Heroine tag battle. And like the stuff that comes with it, it's so ridiculous. Like it's absurd. Like it comes with like a shirt, a towel. Like it comes with some of the stuff that came in Knights of Azure 2, which was another fan servicey game, but it was actually pretty good in terms of story. It comes with a lot of crap like that, but then you get like Penny Punching Princess, which comes with a freaking gold bar with some stuff in it with like pins and all this stuff. It's like it's really inventive. I got the the longest 5 minutes that's waiting for me at work. It got there after I had left, so I was like, damn, I could have had it home tonight. Yeah, there's just like I like the ideas that they come up with some of their collector's editions, but it's just like like I only got back into physical because of the Gamers Club thing from Best Buy. That was my reasoning. Because I could get it for a little bit cheaper. You
can't argue that.
Exactly. That, and you get 10 $10-12 sometimes off certain games release day and thereafter. So that's like a complete win for me. Otherwise, I would have been all digital on this on Nintendo Switch, and I would be on my like 4th SD card by now. I don't care.
So Joseph, what do you think about all these collectors?
Collector's editions.
Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
Silly. You don't need them. They're idiotic. And if you have a steelbook of anything, I'll buy it. I'm that type of person. I don't care. Like, to me, I love steelbooks more than the statues. Oh, that's so nice. More than the statues, more than like the little pamphlets you never read. Overwatch, I got the Overwatch edition, legendary. They gave me postcards. I'm like, why? I'm not going to Brazil. You know what I mean? So to me, like Yeez, Wise, whatever it's called, Yeezys, whatever the kids are into nowadays.
Yeezys.
I don't understand them. Kind of like Bobby, I don't understand most culture of these kids that are into nowadays. So for me, I'm not interested in these. Actually, what it kind of reminds me of is Ubisoft with their collector's editions. They get really into it. Like, I was at GameStop, and while they were harassing me for pre-orders, they were like, do you want the regular edition of Far Cry, Far Cry 5? And then there's like the deluxe edition, then there's the legendary edition, then there's like a statue edition, and you laugh, but it's real. Like, that is a real thing. And then there's like a couple other special editions after that. So like, I remember with Origins, there was like a $750 edition.
Jesus Christ.
And
see, I drew the line when games started coming with mini fridges. That's when I drew the line. That's when
what game was
that? It was Call of Duty. I don't know. I just remember a Call of Duty one.
What?
I think it was one of the Infinity War ones.
Was
right?
it the dorm room edition or something?
And there was a Star Wars one where he was like frozen in the. It was. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's where I draw the line.
So for me, I like it, but yeah, there's a line. To me, the tops, like, I'll be buying the God of War one because of the steelbook, and it's $120. I think that's where the most I'll spend is $150, and the thing has to truly wow me, because again, I love steelbooks, and a trash on Sony is all the models that they have, like the statues, all their faces are weird. They look sick. Like, I have Aloy up there. She looks like she just had the flu. So like, these statues have to be fantastic. Like, I'm really jealous. You said you got the Legend of Zelda, the big case.
The Master Sword edition?
Sword?
Oh no, I got the one below that. The one.
Okay, same here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed out.
That's something I would buy. In a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I think.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go on the rumor alert right now because now I don't exactly know what it was, but there was a different version, I believe, of a dev kit for the Nintendo Switch. It was labeled like 002 or something, and the original's one. So there's a lot of speculation that there might be a new Switch variant. I wanted to know from you guys. We're not really gonna talk about much because there's not a lot there, but I think we talked about this on the podcast before. I don't know if Joe, your feelings have changed at all, but which would you rather have? A Switch XL with, you can come up with your own features, or a Switch Mini? And just for the record, when I say Switch, like I'm talking more of like a brand. Like, if you come out with a Switch Mini and the Joy-Cons don't detach, like, oh, is it really a Switch? No, that's just like the brand. It's kind of like an iPad or something like that. That's kind of where I come from. So, Joe, I will start with you. Which would you rather have? Which could come, what do you think would be make more sense?
Jeez. I mean, they both make sense, to be honest with you, but I would prefer the XL. I can care less if the screen is bigger. I think the screen is fine, but there's so like the bezel around it. That's so much real estate that you can get rid of nowadays that I feel like if we just open that up, that real estate, that'd be great. I used to complain about the size of the Joy-Cons, but I've grown to love these things.
Yeah.
The reason I would prefer an XL is if it had a better processor, better GPU, all that stuff. So that way, some of the games look nicer. And when you're thinking about it, the Nintendo's saying they want this thing to last 7 to 10 years. I don't honestly think they mean this iteration of Switch.
Yeah.
Kind of like how they do with the 3DS line, the DS line, every handheld that they've had, they've made it last so long, but they've also made small incremental upgrades. I would almost say, yeah, make an XL version that's got a bigger screen, maybe a nicer screen that could output 1080 with with the better processor and GPU. That's sort of where I stand. If you could do that with a mini, great. Or even have a mini that runs these exact specs. Yeah. And then have, the new Switch 2.0 or something like that. And don't call it an XL.
Joseph, what about you, man?
So for me, as much as I would love an XL version. I would love maybe a slightly bigger tablet, like what the other Joe stated, faster GPU, faster CPU, make the games look nicer, make it maybe be able to run 1080p on handheld type of situation. Make it as powerful as a 4 and a 1, so that, because the one thing I see in the future, as we start seeing the Xbox One X, as we start pushing the envelope with the Pro, and probably in the next 2 years we'll see the 5, what is going to happen to the Switch? Are our developers going to look at it seriously, though it's selling well? Are they going to actually spend money to build those ports when they're onto the bigger, better things? So to me, the XL makes sense, and I think the 7-10 year mark is correct. I think it's the way that we're perceiving it, though. Just like how the 3DS line introduced the new 3DS, and all it was a faster unclocked processor inside. I think that's what we're going to see with the Switch. I think you're going to see maybe 1 or 2 iterations into the future of making it more powerful. But to me, I think this version 2 is either a cheaper version of the Switch to cut down on costs. That would be the most likely. You see that all the time with consoles. They constantly get new SKUs. Or this is the Switch Mini, and it is the thing that replaces the 3DS line, so that you have, like, I don't know what they would call it, like the Nintendo Mobile or something. The Switch Mini, and it's just Joy-Cons that don't detach. The screen maybe is the same size as the original Switch, but it is smaller, and it is a handheld. Because I think they still very much need that in their portfolio. And to me, the reason why I see that instead of an XL is it's way easier to shrink a chipset than to make a chipset the same size and even more powerful. So to me, the XL would make sense, but down the line. And so, I think a mini is probable, but I also don't think it's this year.
No.
Yeah. No.
Maybe next. I don't see them going and saying, hey guys, this really cool thing that we just made you buy a year ago? Guess what? We got an even smaller one now.
Exactly.
Yeah, we talked about this before, and I remember like going really hard into Switch Mini, and I think I'm still there. There was a report that came out earlier this year that said Nintendo is going to keep supporting 3DS. And I remember I posted it in my Discord, and people went nuts. They're like, no, no. And I really feel like there's a much needed market for a Switch. And if you type in like Switch Mini online, like there are like fake, like fan made photos of like the Joy-Con, like kind of looks like a PSP almost.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that strictly play handheld. So this does make sense. Yeah. Maybe you can still like buy a separate dock, and that's what make the price go down a little bit. I could also see a Switch. I cannot talk tonight. I can also see
it's late.
Switch XL. Maybe it doesn't undock though, Maybe it's just the console, which I haven't heard too much about. I don't know how people would receive both of those though, because at that point, is it a Switch? But then again, the brand is great. Like it's red, it's Nintendo. I really love the brand, so maybe they go a beefier console. The only reason why I say that is because you play games like Doom, and although it's a awesome thing that we can play Doom on the go, it is noticeable how I say poor, but I don't know.
You see the limitations of the Switch in that game for sure.
Yeah.
Apparently they have an audio patch. Yeah.
Is that the dangerous thing is this game is a 2016 game. You're already seeing the limitations of this machine. And you know, like people say, it doesn't matter because of how popular the Switch is
right now.
Now, and but when the next thing, the next have thing, you know, whether that is a PlayStation 5 or whatever the case may be, that's when customers or not customers but publishers, big ones, will go, okay, is it worth it for the Switch? And that is something that we can't answer right now because that's 2-3 years down the line. So for me, it's a little concerning, but as much as I do love the Switch, because I don't want it to be the Wii U where, like, hey, you know, Nintendo's like, we're the next generation, and then, you know, in February the PlayStation 4 gets announced, you know, and totally kills the steam of it. So for me, it is a little concerning. You're already seeing the limitations.
Yeah, and it's most notable on third-party games because Nintendo, they could have the shittiest console but still make games that look incredible. Like look at the Wii and look at Super Mario Galaxy. Like even still looks really good. So I'm just concerned about third-party support. I know the Wii U had a bunch at first and then just completely died out. You can blame it on sales, but at a certain point, third-party games are looking really good, and they're not going to be able to run on Switch. And is it even worth it to make your game look muddy and look bad? Just, I don't know. I have a problem with that. Speaking of third-party games, though, Joseph has a topic.
So, rumor has it that, the Call of Duty is going to be made by Treyarch, which I think is, you know, a duh. It does that 3-year cycle. Treyarch is known for doing the World at War. They're also known, their first Call of Duty, I believe, was Call of Duty 3, and they're most notably known for the Black Ops series. And now they are the most famous developer for Call of Duty since Infinity Ward is no more. Now, apparently Black Ops 4 is going to be on the Xbox One, PlayStation Quadruple, and they're going to make a Switch version. My question for you guys is, what is the Switch version going to entail? Is it the full game? What is it going to look like? How is it going to run? Because my fear is we have a WWE situation or a FIFA situation or, you know, what was it, LA Noire situation where you have to download, you know, part of the game somewhere else. It doesn't look that great, and nor does it run anywhere near what it said it would run. Looking at you, 2K and WWE. So,
ooh, shots
fired. I throw this to any one of you guys. What do you think? Are you concerned?
So,
I don't know.
I am concerned. I actually made a video on the rumor itself. Marcus Sellers, I don't know if you guys know him or not. He basically said or broke this rumor, I guess. I think that this game is going to be the real test for the Switch's power. You know, you have third-party games that run online like Rocket League and stuff, but that's not really a demanding game. Doom Online runs pretty well. I didn't really see much like lag or trouble with that, but I think that Call of Duty is a much more demanding game. This is a game that's coming out in 2018. This is not like a 2 or 3 year old game. So I think this is going to be the test. I think it will sell well, though, when it comes out. Like, you have people right now that are stoked for Payday 2. That game came out years ago.
Yeah.
But it's the Switch. Everyone wants to buy these new games. I think it'll do really well, but I'm kind of terrified because you have ports like Doom, which are pretty well. I mean, graphic wise, there's a conversation there, and then you have Rhyme and WWE, which it's like two parts, and we can say all this stuff about, oh, it's a new system, like relax, but after a while, you gotta be a little scared. So yeah, I think this is a little scary, but it's exciting too because it's day and date. I don't think it'll be like a watered down version at all. I think it'll be the full version. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Zombies, you thinking online?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I'm thinking the game's probably on the card, and sort of like a Doom situation where the game's on the card and then the multiplayer online is a separate download. The thing is, I don't understand a lot of I don't think anyone's using that 32. There's a 32 gig card out, right? Or have they stopped at 16?
No,
because the 64 gig I know is delayed.
Yeah, there is I believe a 32 gig. Or
and
somewhere in the 30s gig.
Yeah, like it doesn't seem like anyone's really using that 32 gig card. I feel like that would solve a lot of those issues.
Yeah.
Granted, not in a situation with like NBA or maybe even WWE 2K18. But yeah, I know.
Save that game.
Ugh, no. I heard the patch still didn't save anything there. But,
that's a shame.
Yeah, that's a sad story. Something happened there. I mean, we've gotten Call of Duty games on the DS, surprisingly enough. Granted, it be a more limited version. I think this is another game that we're going to see it show, Treyarch is probably going to have to make some limitations. I don't think this will be a game we'll see at like a 1080 60 game, which you guys know Call of Duty, it's a Twitch-based shooter. You kind of need to have that game run a little bit faster. I mean, you can get away with it in Doom because of, it's, more single player campaign over multiplayer, which people do play multiplayer, but they probably aren't playing multiplayer on Switch, let's be honest. Maybe they sacrifice it and run it 720-60 or something like that. I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles damn near ran subpar below 480p in certain points. In handheld mode. Like I saw some of that drop down. It was like, ooh, yeah, this is painful to watch, but I'm still having fun with the game. Or maybe they go that route and do it anyway, and you'll hear the fan going off on the Switch the entire time.
Oh man, yeah, you're definitely.
Yeah, that thing is gonna blow up, dude.
Yeah. Again, your Splatoon stickers are just gonna.
So Joseph, you're Joe, do you have a PS4, by the way?
Yeah, I have PS4 and Xbox One.
Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, you have other consoles. Why the hell would you buy this on the Switch, or are you then?
Me?
Both of you at this point.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, but Joseph, would you even buy this Switch version?
Okay, so here's the crazy thing. So to me, I think if this game, it has everything in it, I don't have to download many things. I think I would. I honestly, seriously would. There's that morbid curiosity. One of the last Call of Duties, I'll admit this, and I'm not afraid to, that I played and enjoyed was Black Ops 2 on the Wii U. I thoroughly enjoyed that game, and I really did like it. So, like, for me, and when it comes down to the Switch, Joe is right where it has to be 60, and it has to be 60 when it's stocked, and it has to be 60 in the portable, because that is Call of Duty. Call of Duty, again, was so popular because of how smooth it is. It is a Twitch-based shooter. Every single one of them, since maybe even before Modern Warfare, was 60 FPS on console. So, like, it is imperative. FPS over graphics. And I think if it's not that bad, and if they actually put the effort in, I will buy it on the Switch. And I know how crazy that sounds, but they have to do it in a way that, again, it sounds like they put effort in. So, like, if it is like they're 16 gig card for the story, I'm not down on that. If it's if they're doing a Lego City undercover, trying to cut costs. No, I don't think on the Switch version you can cut costs. I don't think you have that to, you have to give this thing justice. or else what this thing is going to be is another Wii U, where people put half-baked ports, wonder why they don't sell, and then pull their support. And I think one of the reasons why Ubisoft right now is the biggest third party on the Switch at the moment is because they believe in the thing, and you see it with games like Mario Rabbids. It's a great game. So I think if a third party publisher takes the platform seriously and puts the effort down, yeah. But if I have to be like, this is, the card is only multiplayer, there's no zombies, it's got to be running 420 on your Switch, no, then it's a no. But other than that, like, I didn't mind it on the Wii. So if it could do it on the Wii U, it could do it on the Switch. And the engine that they run is a modded engine of, I think, whatever Valve runs. I forget what it's called. So it could definitely run on the Switch. So
yeah,
I'll do it.
I mean, Call of Duty is still very, very popular, but I think they have a lot of competition, which they're not really that used to, like Battlefield and stuff. But so I think they put all out. I could even see them adding like a local mode that's just exclusive to the Switch. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna have to add some stuff like to sell people on this.
Unlock Mario.
Oh God.
Jeez. If I can play devil's advocate, do we need a Call of Duty on Switch, to be honest?
That's a good question. You don't.
We need some online game.
Yeah, but is Call of Duty that game? Like,
you raise a good point, because Nintendo's online system is going to be out by that time. They need an online game. Yeah. Maybe this is the online game. Maybe it's on Smash.
And I don't mean to be facetious about it. Like, personally, for me, I wouldn't pick it up. But I guess I posed the question not just to you guys, but to everyone else out there. Leave them in the comments. Like, I would like to know. I'm curious to know who would pick up a Call of Duty.
Yeah.
On Switch.
Now that I said it, now I can't get the picture out of my head. Where like it's like the Nintendo announcement. It's like the next challenger is a Call of Duty veteran.
Oh God!
Triple kill, airstrike. Yoshi's coming down, dropping eggs.
Special power.
I think for me that's a day one. That's a day one for me.
Oh yeah, I would.
Payday, I don't want to pick it up, but I feel like everyone in the community is gonna pick it. And I'm gonna be like, well, probably should pick it up. But that's an old ass game. I didn't really have fun with that on the Xbox.
I was gonna say, is it any fun? I don't even know if like.
So it's like I think if I remember correctly, it's a team of 4, and you're like pretty much robbing banks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
so
cool
like
idea,
GTA, but heists only.
What's that?
Heist only GTA, basically.
I think it's heist only. I think there's other modes, but I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't really enjoy that game. Sorry, y'all. So, Joe, you have a bonus topic for us today.
Oh, yeah. So I saw this Nintendo Life video a few weeks ago, and I don't think there was a particular order. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was basically top 25 GBA games, and you guys already know GBA is one of my favorite consoles. Handheld and home, like that's top for me. There's so many different games, and the fact that you can jump into the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color games on top of that was just like, oh. My question for you guys is like, what are some of your favorite GBA games, Game Boy Advance games?
I feel like we can't list a single game without starting with Pokemon. Because Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire might be my favorite. I mean, of course, they remade them.
Yeah.
Alpha Sapphire and like whatever.
Yeah.
But
so good.
Yeah.
So good.
That's the top for me. I wish like they kept track of like your playtime. Do they actually?
I mean, it does. Yeah, the save file usually shows you how long you've been playing.
Oh yeah,
right
before
you start. Yeah.
Yeah. Put way too much time into that. I actually pulled some out because you brought this topic up. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga.
Oh my
classic. Kirby Nightmare and Dreamland. I love Kirby games.
I have that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so pumped for the new one on Switch. So.
Oh my god.
Those are some of the gems. Of course, Zelda and stuff like that. But
yeah.
I'm curious, you Joe, because you're a big fan.
So for me, it's funny you mentioned Pokemon. That's actually not on my list because I stopped playing Pokemon after Gold and Silver. There was like a lull, and then I played a little bit of Diamond and Pearl, and then I didn't start again until X and Y. So like I missed out on Black and White 2, but I have them. Like I picked them all up. I have them. Someday I'm gonna have time. I'm gonna play through those games. Just not now while Switch is dominating my life right now. So for me, I can't mention it without Golden Sun. That is by far my favorite. That's number 1 on the list forever. Like Golden Sun was just an amazing JRPG game. I went through everything. I 100% that game. I destroyed that story. I even like did a run where I grabbed like the least amount of Dijin and like went into the final boss at the lowest possible level that I could at the time. Like I was trying to like legit like speedrun this game at the time basically, or like just like, you know, trying to give myself challenges and stuff. I went through and beat that game countless times. So yeah, Golden Sun. Although I played it on Super Nintendo, Final Fantasy VI Advance, that was like the definitive way to play that game for me. I still recommend, like, if you're gonna pick up that game or try to find it, Game Boy Advance was like by far the best way to play that game. Yeah. Metroid Fusion and Zero Mission.
Yep.
And I'll leave it at there because I'll go on all day. Like I think those 4 right there alone are like essential to like anybody looking to start playing GBA games.
I'm like kicking myself too because I got rid of my SP a while ago, and those are so hard to get. My brother actually had a micro, which are like impossible to get. Oh, dude,
yeah, the tiny ones, dude. It's crazy
with the faceplates and stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, I remember that.
That's the one Game Boy I never got, and I always wanted as a kid. Always wanted the dumbest crap. For me, I'll be honest with you, because right now I'm trying to find. I don't remember the Advance that well. I know I had one, and there was a few games that I really did love, but most of them, I'll be honest, Pokemon. Like, yeah, you said Sapphire. Oh my God, that was the last to me before X and Y. That is the last great. That is the last great Pokemon game, because for me, trying to get into Pokemon like Black and White and like all that stuff, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I couldn't. It kind of felt like a chore to me. I'm trying to look though. There was one game that I do remember, and I loved it so much. First off, Advance Wars. I remember playing that on. I remember I got that the day the SP came out, and I was like, I was on a field trip, and everybody was jealous of me because I had a backlit Game Boy. But there was this game. It was like Little League Baseball, and probably to this day, it's probably a bad game. It probably is. I mean, I don't see it here. I typed in top advanced games, and I don't see it here, and I'm like, this is a crime. I'm gonna call the UN because this is a war crime, I think.
Oh,
and
man.
It was so awesome, and you got to like, it's literally like you working your way up to the World Series. And it was like 8, or you could set the games, like it's either 4 games, 8 games, 12 games, or whatever, and then you reach the Little League World Series. And I had this one. I feel like this is the first time when I was a little kid I learned about female empowerment as a young boy, because my number 1 star hitter, I had like this big jack dude, and he sucked. But the next guy after this was this little girl, and she would hit home run after home run every time she was at bat. She had like 50 home runs, like 300 RBIs, a touchdown. Jeez. That doesn't even exist in that sport. Like, it was awesome. And then, and if you're listening to this, Veyton, you stole my Little League Baseball. I let my friend Veyton.
Shots fired.
Trade me.
Let's go. Let's find them. Let's find them.
Can we do a quick shout out to the Game Boy Video? Do you guys remember that?
Game Boy Video. Oh, yeah. Was that the thing where they gave you the episodes of like TV shows? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Dude. Yeah, I gotta call out Veyton. Are you sure? You know what? I trusted him. He was from the Yugoslavia, and now that country doesn't even exist, so I can't even find him.
That bastard.
The
I like systems that are cheap to collect for. And I feel like Game Boy Advance has a awesome library, and I feel like they're still cheap.
Yeah, hit or miss. Yeah, some of the bigger ones are, going to be expensive regardless. But yeah, they're much more on the affordable than like, say, DS or Game Boy or even some of the 3DS games for sure.
Yeah, if you guys
as long as it's not a Pokemon game.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, no.
If you guys find a micro though, pick that up. Ooh. If you're like at a yard sale or something, you find a micro, buy that. They're like so rare now. But yeah, I think that's a wrap. Thank you so much, Joseph, for coming on.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, definitely. And Bobby's taking a little break. We don't know when he's going to come back, but I'm sure he'll let you know if you guys follow him on all the social media. So, yes, thank you very much, guys. This will air every Wednesday at 5 p.m. You can also view it early access on my Patreon. So, guys, any final words, and where can they find you?
You want to start with me first? You want to
go for it? Go for it.
Start with Joe.
Oh. Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, at Joe After Work. Sorry for all the background noise right now that you might have heard keyboard clacking and chips.
Sorry.
Hey, Joseph, pimp your channel out, man. What do you do over there?
So, first off, I want to let everybody know I'm still looking for that Little League game. Vayton, please call me. Whatever country you're from now, you stole it, admit it. You can check me out over at Bad Big Games on YouTube. There we do first impressions now, rants, news of all things games, not just Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, but the industry at large. So, and you can follow me at Mr. Badbit on Twitter. And then also I have the PlayStation podcast, the Trophy Room. I just recorded it literally an hour ago. It's fantastic. So yeah, Bobby,
guys, that is another console that exists. It's called the PlayStation 4.
Superior in every way. I'm
Thank you very much. We will see you next week. Peace out, Preston.